I think it might be 3, but I think Movistar have looked like a monstrous team in the first couple of days, taking down Furia in swimming fashion.
On lanners.
On lanners, indeed. They made it to playoffs last season, remember, boys. They only fell to G2 in that opening round.
Now, this is an interesting opener here. So it's a late red smoke to try and put pressure mid, but Alex has actually pushed A main the whole way through. So they're going to be able to rumble the fact this isn't actually an A split. He can get some early information. The head not spotted yet, but the brick, the tap, the miss, and Alex needs to back off. The jig is up here.
Yeah, but he's heard that donut crawl, so he knows where Isaac is coming back as they're forced to hit B. However, we don't have the resources on this bomb site. Adam's still scared of red because of this mid player, and they will actually bail. Go back to a donut hit late. This is a mid-round call. This is not off the pocket for GamerLegion, and there are numbers here.
Gonna try and death pull. They join up with Isaac, and he will get shut down. It's a little awkward here as they're fighting for control of the A side.
They're heading back. The bomb's going back.
Yeah, they've up and left with the bomb, have GamerLegion. Vault dies, but maybe it's not in vain.
Well,
maybe it's not in vain.
Here. You'll take this every day of the week, right? The fact is there's no kit for this retake right now. Sure, the Julies are there, but they're going to hightail it over here as a pack. Alex likely to come through CT spawn, join up with Justin Martinez, and Aiko has a chance here.
He's got to get a pick, though, because neaLaN is a dead man walking. Aiko needs to thin the hood, and that's one way to do it. Another chance to do it again. Death, and Aiko, 3 bullets. Well, the third won't connect. 2 taps, and Alex 2 guns in the 1v2 clutch.
Oh, look at that. Look at that little dance right back around. And neaLaN's going to put a stop to it. 3 bullets fired off to close that for GamerLegion. Beautifully done from Acor on the P250.
But I love that game, right? And the 3 of us, like, we can lean into this while we're talking. We play a lot of Ancient together.
Just a bit.
It's kind of our map.
The only map. We play a little bit of Anubis. Sometimes we go, hey, hold on, we could try Inferno. We could try Nuke. And then we quickly learn that no, we can't. But right there, we know how like treacherous it can be trying to rotate mid to late round ahead of those players, right? So the fact that they get towards A, they take their resistance, and then get the free plant back on B, you're thinking that's it. Acor hit some absolute crackers of shots there. That one was so difficult to win. So great job to Acor. That's impact.
He really does put himself in a spot to succeed as well, right? Like that long fight down towards CT with the P250 in particular. Oh, it's so good for a T, especially if you can hold that real estate in the post plant, right? It makes life so miserable for Movistar as they try to rotate in.
And how do you even question as well that rotation from Movi? Because they see everybody coming through donut, right?
Hell yeah, that was the A play.
Right?
Even GamerLegion thought it was the A play.
Oh! There was just no contingency. I heard you guys with Yanko starting to love these what was it, crouch peeks into shots?
Yeah, oh dude, just peeks in general. Like he'll just kind of wide swing, little jiggle, little crouch.
It's like the Nike slogan, but instead of just do it, it's just peek.
Yeah, that's kind of him all over. There was even that round where like Keoz was just sat mid for an eternity waiting for a fight and then just gave it to him, gave him the fight he was waiting for. But
interesting having an older lad like him joining the team as well, like the team turning towards more of a veteran style player, someone who the likes of Alex and Mopoz would have played for a long time with the Spanish and Portuguese scenes, not with. I guess they would have been in the server together, just not on the same team. The young blood coming from Martinez and Adam here, but this is one they're going to have to salvage GamerLegion.
And Adam, he has been the star of the show for me, at least the latest edition, alongside Justin, putting on some phenomenal rounds in the Pro League so far. Vault, big clear, had to check behind the boxes, but will that enable a plant? He seems to think so. They seem to disagree, trying to hunt him out through Temple. Vault wins another fight, on for the ace right now, 1v2, but he's read it wrong for the moment, playing towards the smoke, and they catch him crossing out. GamerLegion cannot celebrate long as Movistar find their force buy. And yeah, you talk about adding in an old dependable player, someone we're familiar with, who has made those runs, who has almost touched the glory of majors and been in semi-successful teams.
Don't remind me.
I know. You had to bring it up.
The Outsiders, one of the favorite games I've ever cast to this day. But yeah, the other edition is really exciting. This young Romanian player, and Adam, to my understanding, speaks Spanish, has played in Iberian teams before.
He's been there, or he'd been there for 8 years. I think he said he moved there when he was 14. Yeah. So I got to talk to him during the lobby content. So he speaks Spanish. Even if you go look at his record, he used to play in like Iberian family and Spanish rosters. So yeah, Romanian by blood, but the fact that he can speak multiple languages opens up the Counter-Strike world to him, which is amazing.
The rise of Romania has been an interesting one in recent...
true. Vault changing his flag.
Yeah, both teams, but also Regali as well, his recent success. TSM
with
their new pickup, Modo.
Modo, yeah.
I'm unfamiliar.
Is he from Romania? I thought he was from Belgium. Maybe I'm completely off the mark here.
I'll double check.
All right, mopoz forwarding Cave on the fade
he's
here.
Romanian.
Yes,
oh, okay. Well, that's are the colours of the flag the same?
I'll take that. No.
Damn. I'm not even.
2 of them.
Oh, okay. 2 out of the 3.
2 out of 3.
That ain't bad.
Actually, yeah, I can.
Moto's an AWPer as well, though,
yeah,
isn't
it's
he?
just the blue and the black. It's the blue and the black.
See, you give me that. You let me.
No, they are different countries.
Oh.
But you tried. That's all that matters. Talking of Belgians, we got Keoz as well. I spoke to him during the lobby. He speaks,
that's who I thought we were talking.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, He speaks 3 languages. Multilingual. Having played with neaLaN in the past, made it to a major.
These boosts getting hard cleared now. Cello, when we had the Furia game before, just hard cleared a boost like this. That would have been heard. They know the jig's up here.
Ooh, but M4 spam. Not as good as Deagle, apparently.
Wait,
where?
He's bottom ramp.
What? What?
Oh my God! Isaac's having a round with the Deagle. This is his D ground. Volt's moving in. Isaac's now dead, but Volt's got this one on a platter. You don't mess that up. And there's the killing blow dealt by neaLaN. Let's see those Isaac kills.
Show me Isaac.
Yeah, I really want to see that POV. What? That was wild.
One was through a smoke, so I'm curious.
Yeah, I'd have a bit of a grin on my face as well here, Isaac.
Here we go.
Crikey. Okay.
That's a nice one. That's the unreasonable one.
Man?
That's the mega unreasonable one there through the long smoke.
Let him off the hook a little bit, huh?
I like that.
Don't do him like that.
I think the ramp fight up onto that like angle it's short is actually like a pretty easy pre-fight. It just looks good when you do it, but like it's the second and third that are chef's kiss there with the Deagle.
Why do chefs love kissing? I'll never get to it. Maybe Chad will ask Rush later.
Oh, they just like things in their mouths, mate.
Interesting. Can we blame them? Little 4-on-4 with a gun grabbed.
Yeah, that is actually quite interesting here, especially the flashes on Alex as well, because we know this is the type of map where you can poke and probe with the little aggressive maneuvers. Now, is Alex going to lob those flashes across, or is he going to be the one to flash for his teammates and hope the pistol can find a little bit more? But a complete reroute means they're, well, in the wrong place at the wrong time if GamerLegion get a move on. It's essentially a free open B bomb site.
Yeah, so Movi right now with what we just saw from Anubis, what we saw yesterday against Furia, just up and leaving grouping, and then re-aggressing. So they will find this info, but I feel like it's going to come too late. No kit and limited opportunity to win this round now, as GamerLegion will have time to establish post plants, and when you have that long position, a bomb for it as well, there shouldn't be a way back in. Movistar should be looking to do damage and take some guns.
So ever since we discussed in our little group, when we scale up the ramp and we have one guy pause at rat, do you think that's made our B takes slightly better?
Yeah, you know, because often you're going to get a swing, right?
Sure.
Like you're going to get a swing from
Pillar
behind
or
default,
short,
or out short, or out long.
Yeah, it's good to just have someone worried about just that fight.
It's like a safety net position, right? Because you can pivot and help everybody. I think before, when we would just scale into B, we'd all just run in like headless chooks, right? And we'd just get cleaned up.
I think the only time it ever gets awkward is if the first few players in don't survive the journey, because you can get cleared from long on like an angle where you can't actually see them, right? Like, so if the round kind of slows down and you're in Brat, then it's like, then it's a little rough. You know, the going's not good.
We need to work on our theory when we are pathing to site on what is the best way to deal with those fights, because otherwise we're pretty good. I think the thing that we do that I like, you know, we do the classic just boost on the box and keep the AWPer watching long. You do that, you have the rifle scale up ramp, right? At that point, once you get a guy to rat, if nobody's fighting from long, that's when the AWP can come up ramp and watch short, and then the rat guy can attack.
Yeah, I also, you know, I like the variations where long is left open. I think you kind of have to take it. Like, it's so powerful. If you do, you can just win a round on the back of the B kills, right? Like 4-on-3 with long control, you win.
You don't really see full BXX anymore with
like the
short
full smokes.
and long smokes.
It just removes too many options. So
you need kills. You need a fight early.
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck on that site, right? Like if you're getting spammed through the boards, and when they retake as well, they can block off ramp. They can volley into any of the key positions. So yeah, it's not fun if you're not fighting for territory. But this is another freebie here for GamerLegion. It should be up to a 4-1 start with ease. Keoz just to find this leering AK of Alex. Okay.
I like that.
Took his time.
Yeah. They're like the ones where it just kind of, you know, the crosshair like drifts across the screen in a very cool fashion. Yeah, like that, you know, like nice and smooth. Majestical.
Is that a
Do you have a pair of Majesticals?
Majestic.
Oh, your Majesticals going. You make sure you're checking your Majesticals once a year with the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call Harry the Doctor, where I'm from.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do we want to get into that right now? Or fair enough.
The implication is enough.
Well.
You know, we were talking Romanian CS a moment ago, and obviously a lot of them having come from the same team.
We didn't even mention Lonks.
Yeah, the same
Zello?
team in Nexus.
Yes.
You're already nailing it. You're naming some of the players I was going to bring up. Like some of the guys from Nexus, Adam S, Lonks, MH. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong person. Ema. Cosmine, if you remember, if we want to go way back.
There was a guy from Romania who moved to Australia. Maybe it was temporary, but I remember his name was like Kidor. He used to play back in like the 1.6 days. Maybe some of our Romanian listeners might remember him. I don't even know if he hung around for early CSGO or not, but I do remember a Romanian individual in the Counter-Strike world of Australia at a certain point there. All right, well, this is the exciting stuff here. So, Harry, do you want to get excited?
I'm kind of permanently excited. I'm kind of permanently right there.
That's great. We don't need to turn the knob too far.
No. Keep the knob where it is. That's what I always say.
Okay, Doctor.
GamerLegion, 4-1 up right now. That's the scoreline. I've just read that from the top of the board. So now they're teeing up for a little A play here. Martinez is lying in wait on this AWP. Going to be that first point of contact, but comes up a little short, and Volt finds the opener. Suddenly Just is on a bit of an island here. Has to just duck back through that donut smoke. I'm curious what sort of timings they throw in these smokes on. If they're going to look to try and take Donut away a little bit later. CT is swarming with Movi players. Bomb plant comes in. They decide they don't need the Donut. They're going to try fight the Temple. This gets a little weird as both teams look to move past one another, exchanging territories. Movistar are now in the bomb site. GamerLegion, this is very claustrophobic. This is so claustrophobic. They are trapped with the majority of players out on Temple and Big Box. Got a swing in the right order, and they've nailed it every step of the way.
Wow.
They make that look like those were the best post plants to own.
Well, that's sight, right? We talk about how it can be quite easy to retake on the CT side, but you need all of the smokes and mollies to have cleared up at that point to give you the more fights that are favorable, right? To be able to take those jewels without worrying about the util. But here they had their initial execute that went perfectly because of the opening. Then once they're in and entrenched, you can see here smoke only fading towards Donut. Now as that last kill comes in, there was enough utility saved over for the second wave to stall out any retake options for Movistar Riders. So great calling from neaLaN here. You love to see it in the early stages, and GamerLegion up to a 4-round lead. Loving it.
Full control right now. T-side looking a lot better than Anubis. We're seeing some nice calling out of neaLaN, not sitting around for too long. And Movistar haven't really made any aggressive moves, like taking back the B lane. They've gone for a pick here and there through cave, but been letting GamerLegion just rotate where they want.
It's hard to set the tempo, I think, on Ancient, right? Because if mid now on the CT side, if they're going to do that, I guess some teams are calling it like the Na'Vi smoke, right? It's the one we call the divider smoke, and you molly either side, and then you do the late layering of the elbow smoke just for mid control. It's pretty hard to contest against that.
That one?
Yeah, so I was talking to Justin, I was asking what they call it. They call that the Na'Vi smoke. We just were calling it the divider smoke. Jay, we got J-Raz here as well. A big, me and Jay, shout out, getting mid on lock on Ancient.
In safe hands.
These are the sorts of moves I'd be making over towards the B site, right? Taking the doors, smoking the doors
missing
off.
the door smoke, you're right.
Well, that was throwing, you know, from the top of ramps so they can be a little faster. He's not throwing
the amount of
like a
times I've
lineup
heard
further back.
Oh, my lineup is, I don't know.
I would say I maybe missed it 3 times.
Ever? Or in a map?
No. In like the last few
outings.
Yeah.
No
okay.
comment.
And normally, it's like I've had a couple of days off. You know, I'm just coming back in.
A bit rusty.
2 nearly identical pixels I got to aim at to do the smoke. Sometimes I just pick the wrong one. I remember wrong. You know, that's how it is.
I don't.
You're gonna call it. You're gonna call out pros anytime they miss the smoke.
Yeah, I just did there actually.
Also, that smoke wasn't missed. Kind of low IQ.
There was a gap. There was a gap.
A gap is not the same. You know.
Yeah, you're right. Yours are far worse, but it's okay because GamerLegion, they don't miss right now. They're hitting heads and finding Movi dead in this A box.
Why am I throwing util for you, mate? Down there, 9 and 16, bottom of the board.
Oh my God!
40
you guys
ADR.
What's happening here?
I don't know, man. Look, we're imploding right now. This is the end.
I don't usually push his buttons this much.
I know, and you have today. I'm all itchy. I'm itching for a scrap, Hugo. Come on.
Want to take it outside?
neaLaN's waiting for this.
Moby out winning
out of
this round.
mopoz. Alex dead. There's the kill on a mopoz, and it's just Adam S left standing.
Correct.
He wants that scout.
Yeah.
You have to double check everything I say, man. Come on. This is, even for the bit, this is getting obnoxious now.
It is. What's the score, Harry?
Why are you cast around?
6-1 now. GamerLegion in full control.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, the breakup of Harry and Hugo will be making the TMZ. Who's the new TMZ version of Counter-Strike?
That's
news?
true. Is there one? Who?
Could be us.
I have some. Yeah, sometimes I'm just not going to speak.
It could be us.
It could be us. We could make fake news.
No,
Get traced from space,
aren't there
perhaps.
some like I don't know?
There used to be some like troll. I guess CS leaks.
Oh, there's
is
a
that it?
parody account.
Like
Yeah,
parody
CS
accounts?
leaks. That'd
But
be
that's
the
not
one.
TMZ.
I like this.
But it
CS
may as well
leaks
be.
account. It's
It may
good.
as well be. The,
CS
no.
leaks is very.
It's more like the Onion.
Yes,
Yeah, it is
that's-
kind of like the
that's
Onion. And I guess
okay.
that's the vibe.
So-
right?
TMZ is more just like
it's a leak.
lowbrow reporting.
So, like-
so anyone you want to throw under the bus here, boys?
No.
Why
I've got a
would we
few
do
names.
that?
No, because there are.
What? You guys trying to like
Is it,
buzz
the,
this whole...
is it the Score Esports?
No, I wasn't thinking that, but that is one of the options.
Right, well, so here we are. Fight over in middle, and Movistar Riders going to look to win this out. Going 2-1 up on the mid fight. You're pretty content with that. GamerLegion.
This will be their first gun round as well. Remember how this game started? Very back and forth. Had that A-Core P250 round, the Isaac Deagle round, the force by back in the second from the Riders here. Okay, well, they still have this mid control. They do need to cross. Alex with the peak. That's an important fight there. If neaLaN gets into the breeze, can get across towards red, then the round can really start to take shape for GamerLegion. But 2 players to the good. mopoz to make that even better. M4 strong. Keoz down, and now he just has to hunt down the AWP of A-Core. Easy as you like. And Movi, they'll find their voice. They'll find their second. We'll see if they can get this one done in 2. You like that, guys?
Chad, you've got a
play-by-play
play-by-play casting future. If
I'm
you ever want to...
I'm
When
leaving.
you and Justin make the duo happen finally.
I keep asking him. I say, when are you retiring? When are we bringing it out?
I know. When are you retired just every day?
Yeah. You've won 2 Katos and a Cologne. Now it's done.
I actually even just thought how I can ruin Hugo's whole playing stance in 2 words.
Why are
just
you guys
come to
still
me.
smack talking
Go on,
each other?
yeah, no, I want
quite
to hear this.
fun,
I
isn't
think I
it?
know what you're going to say.
I
Go
hate
on.
That's
this.
kind of interesting
go on.
dynamic.
Can we stop doing this?
Wait, can I just hear this and then we'll cut it?
2 words, Hugo.
AWP
Oh, there's a
CT?
tech pause as well. There's a tech pause.
AWP
So we got
CT?
the-
Is that it? What is it?
No, 2 words. Hobby AWP. There you go.
Oh.
Where did that come from? Was that you or was that Chad?
That's a get right term. Well, it's a
No,
Swedish.
who called me it? I don't think that really... That doesn't hurt me.
Why are you attacking him?
That doesn't hurt me. I like
because
AWP,
you
man.
attack me of my miss smoke.
Yeah.
Well,
I never miss. They call me Big Smoke where I'm from. All right, like, it's something I take personally. All right.
I don't know. We weren't arguing earlier, Harry. I don't know what changed.
Oh, come on, man.
It doesn't feel the same with you anymore.
I've only brought good vibes, I thought. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't trying to turn anyone against each other.
Actually, you're trying to separate
Wait,
us,
AWP on
Chad.
AWP, head to head here.
This
A-Core's
is
going to get the
be good.
boost
Yeah,
up.
he's gonna get boosted. Come on, this is a big fight.
Can he see?
Oh, look at a tight line.
Oh, he had the flash. He knows. Good read for Martinez.
I like that, though, because he was waiting for exactly that play. Heard the flash, steps out. He's the one choosing when the duel comes. So that right there is you dictating the flow of that fight. Normally that position, the CTO will be...
Yes, they love going back for more. They never know when to quit, and they always find the perfect timing, like right now. Nades out, neaLaN dead, wallbanged, and mopoz even bails out Alex, pulling nades on the escape. 2-on-5, as if a 5-on-4 wasn't good enough.
They're winning this one.
Well, GamerLegion.
Isaac and Volt.
Okay.
The 2-on-5 for the history books. This is going to be insane.
Do you remember when Isaac and Volt won that 2v5?
On Ancient. All those years ago.
Let's see it happen then. A prophecy. It foretells that this round belongs to GamerLegion. Going to be one hell of a 1v5 from Isaac as he deals with that first man. mopoz dead. And he's running away with the AWP.
It happens next round.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that right there is after getting the opening pick with the AWP, you're not expecting teams to just push down the ramp, are you? You're thinking the ramp is covered off. Here's that shot. Once again, Martinez dictating the fight here. Then as they're setting up U2, they're just waltzing on down. Pants around the ankles, caught out. Great shooting. And another round here for the Riders as they build back into this half.
I like how AWPers have adapted to these ramp fights over time, though. I even remember, like, Simple, he does one where he kind of, like, shimmies along, looking at the ground, crouched, and then will, like, flick up to quickly deal with the guy at ramp, right? Like, just kind of, that one's even weirder, I think, from like the POV of the boosted AWPer, right? Because someone's just kind of appearing in the middle of your screen who wasn't there before. So no, there's some nice ways to try and deal with it.
I think some of the things, because like Counter-Strike, we're always trying to catch up and keep up with the action, you miss a little bit of the detail of how a player got themselves into a certain position, or because that's just not what we're following, right? We're following where that next fight's going to be, where's the crack that they're going to make in, and it's not always easy to be getting, how did we get to, you know, we have to start with A, B before we can even get to C being the kill here. And some of that detail, that's when, you know, with the analysis, all the good stuff that all the YouTubers out there are doing, we have plenty of content creators on this show. We've shouted out Nada here a whole bunch of times, right? But those guys will highlight that information, and that's great for the hardcores, because for us to do it here, Counter-Strike match is already long enough. Like, imagine if we're going through every round, 5 players, POVs, all this stuff, like how much information does the viewer want? And that's going to change from viewer to viewer. But when we do get to catch some of the cool details, it's always nice to highlight even things. For Yanko made a good point when he was with you guys before. In a pistol round, if you get a number advantage and you're the first guy, you'd be jumping around. Draw that crosshair. Those little details, you know, you see it on pistol rounds and we go, yeah, it makes it harder for them to hit. But these are things that you'd love to be able to reinforce every time, but people might send you a couple of angry tweets. Or X's. But we've already got a couple of those. So
why are your X's tweeting?
Great question, actually.
Great nade in mid. And at the same time, Boost is nice timing as Adam climbs up. mopoz looking to get aggressive at B, but we've seen this move already. Good patience for Just, low health, easy to finish off, and he goes back for more. He always goes back for more.
That's the Just peak, isn't it? Like, you know, every bone in your body there was telling you he's going to like go through the motions of playing Donut, maybe look to like self-flash himself back in if he wants to take a fight, but instead he just swings it dry. And you could tell that even kind of offset GamerLegion, they really weren't expecting him to be recommitted to that engagement. Just has gone fully aggressive all the way through main. Alex is here to trade this, and so he will keep it in the advantage of the Movistar Riders. Acorn knows he kind of wants to punish this. He wants to get the trade to open up the 1v1, but that's why the smoke being dropped in front of him has just blocked this movement over in red, and now he's pinned in down in the bottom of mid, just as fully committed to this main wrap. And so Acor, his best bet might be to try and find this lone player over towards Red Room, but he could have gone anywhere.
The last corner you clear, right?
He's got to go through this. That's the only, this is the only way that he could win the round. And even still.
And Just is backed up far enough, and now the timings, you know, Alex doesn't know for sure.
Yeah, they've got him.
Okay.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Dead like
he saw him.
Dinner.
He saw him. Oh, he had a chance.
That even looked like someone else calmed that across, because like he'd fully turned away, and then it's like, then he had the realization to turn around and go back to Red Room.
Damn, okay. A decent attempt there from Acor to try and make some magic happen, but Movi will string another one together. So 1 at the Force by Wars at the start of the game, now 3 on the trot, and this is just making the difference here. A key position to be stubborn to go for fights as well. Hugo, left eye peeking into a lot of those duels, so yeah, maybe not the most advised decision, but definitely the best.
Dry 1v1s and Just has the AK. He's just so confident. He's been doing it all day. He's just been swinging dry everything.
But this is something that you and I need to do, is boil Counter-Strike down to the fact that if we just shoot them in the head first, we're going to beat them.
I love overcomplicating it.
Yeah, you and me both. Well, that's maybe something we can work on, you know. Harry can work on, you know, his nades and his team play.
Yeah.
And you and I can work on the shooting. I think we've got the better end of the bargain, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, Harry's sick aimer. He doesn't need to think about that. Ooh,
through the legs. Nutmeg.
But we'll take it. Do you think you can shoot between the legs in CS2? I haven't tried that, because if you shoot someone between the legs in this game, I'm pretty sure they still take the hit, right? Do they?
No.
I don't think so. Well, I don't want to say unequivocally, but I'm pretty sure.
No, that's just, that defo.
I don't shoot my teammates so much.
But I don't, like, for example, I don't think you can shoot yourself in the legs, right?
No, I don't mean yourself.
No, but I'm trying to bail you out here, Hugo.
Yeah,
so
okay, thank you.
I was trying to get
if you aim at the ground and you look at your toes, the second your crosshair is on your toes, your feet move.
That's they fade, right?
Yeah. No, they move. They like your model shifts. Your model shifts. Rotates.
They made it physically impossible to shoot yourself in the foot.
But GamerLegion are trying anyway. There'll be crunch, and they're getting chewed up and spat out. What a recovery in this game for Movistar, who are down 6-1, now fielding back-to-back gun rounds, throwing an eco. They're only 1 behind GamerLegion.
I know I sound like a broken record with this, but really, when you think of that spree of rounds, after the Force by Wars end, which technically is not until round 5, right? Because you think about the type of buys that follow. So GamerLegion win pistol, they lose the Force, GamerLegion Force. GamerLegion win the Force. Mobi try and force back to keep the Force by Wars going. They end up losing that round, so now they've lost 2 consecutive. They have a saved AK. At that point, the floodgates of rounds open for GamerLegion. So it's all just off of winning the early game, where these 6 rounds have come from. But Adam, this aggression, they just want to brawl.
He goes back through with a flash from spawn, and he was blind on the initial mid take. Martinez has missed his shot before, but it's a closer peek for Isaac, and it might not even appear. Just clears main, goes back.
This is a good sign, though, for Mobi in this comeback. It's just mopoz and Alex who have been making the difference here. neaLaN's found a gap.
Nice shot.
They're in for this. The bomb can scurry on. Oh, maybe it can't. Could be an aggression from mid and Donut here.
I like this, so they realize, yeah, okay, I could just try and run B, but Movistar Rider's probably going to go for a play here. So Akor's in no hurry. He lets them come to him.
Has to fight.
Volley is in, just must swing, and he will die. That's great patience for GamerLegion. They don't worry too much about that open B bomb site. They let the kills come through.
And Martinez is dead here as well. Okay, well, they know where he is. He's going to be able to have a lease of life, sure, but they can box him in. The 40 seconds has just been thrust onto the clock. Do they want to try and take this away?
This is risky to lose players at this point in the game. You don't have any money. Sure, we're near the end of the half, but you want to be able to guarantee future full buys if you lose that next rifle round. You know Movistar can buy an AWP no matter what.
I want to return just quickly to the has to fight from Just here, right? And the reason I say that is because if he doesn't fight and get anything done, like if he was just to chill, the round is lost.
Yeah,
right, so
they climb up.
Essentially, in that moment, he can make a difference in that moment if he fights and wins, which is very unlikely. It's very unlikely he gets 1 or both kills in that environment, but the only way that they could really have had a conversation in this round is if he did that. So finally, GamerLegion will break the streak, and we're getting deep in this one now. Do you still think the 2-0 is possible, Hugo? Oh, sorry, you said 3 maps, didn't you?
I said 3 maps.
So they're going to swap their maps.
The track record isn't great on this map for Movistar Riders. But then again, Overpass is a classic GamerLegion map pickup as well as the third. Akor loves it. One of my favorite maps to watch him on.
For neaLaN back in the day, this used to be one he lent into it like individually as a IGL. I always think of like K23 and stuff in the past, right? Overpass was like one of the go-to maps, and I think it kind of is for the whole region that neaLaN used to play in.
This is weird. I mean, it's a weird game for me because I've been hyping up GamerLegion since Cologne, like internally. You know, I really like what they're doing right now. I think, you know, I kind of missed them at Paris. They snuck into the final for me. You know, me and Harry didn't cast any of their games, I don't think.
Sure. That event, though, when we think about it, it's not just, can't be just quantified by them. I know what you're saying. Like, you didn't get to watch a lot of them, but also Into the Breach, Apex, like these guys all happened too at the same time. So and for most of those guys, not most of those guys, most of those teams in that iteration, they peaked to that event, right? Like to back it up, it's so difficult to do.
Ooh, wow! Everyone's
dead. Now that's a poached mid hold. That's 3 fighting mid. That's it. That's all over Red Rover. That's the full mid control.
And that's the first time, because what happened last time GamerLegion spill out mid, it was Adam behind the red smoke popping through with a flash, and it was just swinging donuts. So Movistar again coming with a nice read, have plenty of players there.
Alex is okay because they started heavy mid. They're not sure how much space they gave up towards A. See, Alex was quite truly clearing Temple there because he's worried about that gap when they were fighting mid.
Even now, he's like deep clearing CT.
Nice awareness at least, but he has just walked away, and that's Asphalt walks out. This is winnable. You said that 2vx round was coming through, Chad. Maybe it's time.
Vault has a huge gap here.
Got to take it, though. They're still on the bomb.
Keoz just needs to live.
Even like the having to play around the bomb here, because they conceded so much map control over towards, A, and we saw that we've seen these gaps. It's kind of forced them to go and play around the bomb with a minute left, but this leaves a lot more gaps to be exploited by GamerLegion.
Vault's got to go, man.
Yeah, it is kind of all hinging on Vault finding these.
They must be pre-firing these angles, though. You have to be.
So let's see what Vault's able to accomplish. This is really what it's all hinging upon, and with nothing found, Adam S gets rid of him. Keoz is throwing in to the 1v4 where he would have to ace clutch, and that's not going to happen.
I think one of the scarier factors here is that it's just mopoz and Alex. I mentioned this before, are the ones who are making the difference here. If Martinez and Adam do come online, right, it's not that they're offline right now, but when they get called upon on the T side, if they're able to get a little bit more done here, that's where you have to start to worry for GamerLegion. Did you guys see the pre-game quiz that we did with the coaches, me and Henry?
Yes.
So that one right there, we got some good bits of information, right? Ash
that was really
he had read up.
He was very prepared, man.
He was more than ready to go. It felt like we gave him the questions before we get up there. But
I was wondering if that maybe had happened.
No. But he knew. He knew when they lost last time, when they won last time. He knew the matchup head to head.
He was like buzzing in before the question was even fully done.
So we got through some key details from them, we did. But so far, a map to the good for the Movistar Riders. So
starting to look better as well, Chad. I mean, still 7 rounds, fantastic half for GamerLegion, even if it ends at this score, but they want more.
Yeah, 7's great, I would say. They'd be happy with this.
It's weird, though, because like as a number, 7's great on this T side. It's like the fashion in which that went, though, right?
Well,
like you open 6-1 and then you end up with 7 on the half.
Well, this is the deciding round. More so for GamerLegion, because if they win it, Movistar can still buy number 15. That doesn't extend the other way. Oh, Martinez has been having issues. That flash knocked him off, and then he gets dinked. So Orb will not be too potent on this CT half. It's going to get harder in the second for Martinez. Alex moving in, doesn't have a flash, has everything else. mopoz is going to have to dry fight. They've seen him. Oh, will he call it off? Keoz is very wide. This is getting scary right now. GamerLegion are not in a hurry either. They've got full mid control.
They've just been blocked here, right? There's an exchange of smokes over towards Donut. You're going to have to go red. So this is a wild call.
I like this.
Why does they go through red? Tap out of Adam, and Alex follows up with another on the smoke spam. One more out of Alex. Oh dear, GamerLegion had an idea. They tried to go through red. They tried to push through the smoke, and there was no one from Movistar actually anchoring the red room. It's this, rotate out of B, looking back at it, that's thinned the herd and left it all on just Volt and neaLaN. Now he said the 2v4 was coming. This kind of needs to be it for GamerLegion. neaLaN's going to go back, look to play around that bomb, right?
Needs both.
On to see if anything comes out of May. Meanwhile, Volt's got this happening over towards red, and he can't find a thing. So now it is just neaLaN. He's got this main position, sure, to try play around the bombing, but plenty of util for Movistar. They can just cancel him out with that. He won't even really have a chance to be involved here. They're on the bomb, they're sticking it, and neaLaN can't do a thing.
I think one of the best parts for Movistar this whole event for me has just been their retakes, right? Not just how how many moves they make on CT side and how they're always coordinated. Think about that Anubis round where they take A main, but then as soon as they get that entry off A main, they pop through B main at the same time. They just discombobulate GL. But their retakes are so succinct. They're always moving together. The pack groups at the right time.
I think that's key, though. It looks like communication is good because even in that round's the perfect example. When they were hightailing it, the team seemed to have a good grasp of what was open. I think that there, from GamerLegion, that was a wild call. If there was only 30 seconds left on the clock and they got blocked B and Donut, then sure, you have to run through red. You don't have another choice. But I swear there was about 50 seconds left. So they could have waited out the smokes. I understand that they were trying to pip a gap, but when do you ever see top-tier teams with 4 or 5 guys running through just one smoke and one avenue? You don't really see that,
I think it would have been fine if they just didn't take those long fights.
When they were even
had a smoke.
Spamming the smoke is crazy to me.
That's not that good of a fight for you.
There's 5 of you jammed into this little area of the map, and you're spamming the smoke like you're asking to get spammed back the other way.
Yeah, so that one right there, I guess they thought that they knew where all the players were across the map, right? And it kind of just congregated them in the death bubble. Double molly, defense on mid this time, so we'll save the smoke. Just quite aggressive here.
Oh, we haven't seen this at all. But it's being held. Still just clears it. The crouch peek, man.
That's the just crouch peek.
What, is it patented or something?
I don't know.
I think he has. He's made it a bit of his signature style in this one. Martinez finally gets the better of neaLaN.
Yeah.
Do we might have to get Justin the post-game interview to ask about the crouch.
It's the way he kind of shimmies and moves at you. He's like he's like from The Exorcist, He's kind of crawling on his back and lurching towards you. It's terrifying. But he will fall here on the A plate. Adam S going to try and deal with it. They line up for him. It's a good bit of damage, but Keoz gets out the other side. Can't take it any further. And so from 6-1 to GamerLegion, Movistar then go on to win out the half 8-7. Movistar Riders looking good as they recover from that 1-6 start. They go on to win out the half at an 8-7 scoreline. We've been pretty impressed with the Movistar Riders today. For GamerLegion, this one, you know, we said 7 rounds. You're always going to be happy with that. When you start the game with such an advantage, to go on and only get one more round once the rifles come out is always going to feel a little disheartening. You're always going to be left with that feeling that it could have been so much more.
That's the momentum swing that we sometimes talk about, right? But they got the assignment in on time. They've got the passing grade. 7 is enough here for them to get through to the next semester, Hugo. So let's see if they can get it done in 2, and you and I can avoid doing the have you been paying attention quiz, because we'll then ask the players the questions.
Have they been paying attention, Chad?
Well, let's see.
That is
we'll
the question.
Find out.
Someone must be in this pistol round. We've got nades flying high over the A side, and that's a CT smoke rather. So Donut will be open for business. Donut smoke does land straight after.
Default
so
Molly.
GamerLegion going to have to be retaking this round, and with no kit, this will be a problem. There's a lot of room gifted for Movistar.
Oh, okay. So this would be the opposite of what we saw in the gun rounds, where there was extra utility for GamerLegion, and that right there for Isaac. Sure, bomb goes down, but that's a freebie.
Yeah, now these smokes are going to start to fade, and so Movistar have had to try take real estate over towards the temple. It's the only route that was really open to them. Just goes unaccounted for, but only 1 kill from the man. Keoz deals with the next one in, and Martinez is left in this alone. Going to have to tap him out with the P250. Trapped behind the big box, but he's making it work. Will get run down eventually.
Should be plenty.
They've got it.
So GamerLegion grab that pistol round. I'm fully trusting you both.
They've got it.
They've got it.
When do I ever get this wrong? Never.
I normally stay away from it. I really need it.
I like the thrill of the hunt.
I need to hear it at volume 1 pumping through my blood, right? That's how I need it. Like
it's the ESL's bar, you know, I'm so used to it. The bar at the top, I feel like
I don't trust anything, even myself, anymore.
What's your order at the ESL bar?
Tequila Jack, typically to start off.
Okay.
And then a couple more rounds of Tequila Jack.
Yeah. I do like
Henry usually shows up. He'll have a Tequila Jack with me.
Mine's a Shill and Tonic.
A Shill and Tonic, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's good, yeah. Fast out mid. They got the Galils, but the FAMAS will reign supreme.
Who do we speak to about getting the Tequila Jack recognized as an official orderable drink?
Orderable drink. Well, you can just ask for it, you know, just a bit of tequila.
I always wonder, because I wonder, like, what will they make you?
Yeah, hello, excuse me, bartender, could you please make
a Tequila Jack? They're just going to look at you
know
like...
what you mean.
It's with jackfruit, obviously.
Yeah, here we are. Volt. He's ready to go as they try to take Cave off of him. He just goes through the motions, right? The info is what's important to him here. There's no point facing a MAC-10 up close in Cave. Like asking to give the kill away.
It has kind of forced them into a bit more of a retake setup on the site, though. You can see a player transitioning back towards red, only 2 players on the outskirts of the B site here. So giving up a bit of real estate while taking some elsewhere. But the execute starting to trifle on in here. Volt isolated from this. Keoz low. He needs to be very, very sure that he's not going to get spammed through that smoke. Silence then 4 making it possible. Steps out. He's so low. What can Keoz get done?
Ooh, he eats a bullet as well. Somehow still standing. They are going back to chase these flanks.
No
and the bomb
way.
is already committed. Can the bomb get out? Does it even want to? Volt will not let that exit route be available. mopoz survives the night and goes back down to the ramp. This retake is on. Alex just stuck out in the open right now. Teammate trying to cover him, but they line up. And Volt's doing a lot of damage in this round. He knows where both players are right now. And mopoz has to pick up some bangers very quickly. They're low. Ooh, 1 shot. mopoz hears that tap, tries to force the kill, but it's the spam back for Volt. He does so much damage and finally converts the round here for GamerLegion.
What a massive attempt there from mopoz, right? It got very funky with both of them jumping up ledge. He gets the double up on that timing. That makes things seem a little bit possible. Actually, to be fair, it was a 3-on-3. It did feel possible on the site after that double kill, right? This was the opening exchange. This is where Keoz comes on in and takes down Martinez. Oh, we're not going to catch it from the mopoz POV, but after that double kill, the round is actually set up in a very winnable position for Movistar, I would say, on the force buy. But if you put yourself into a 1v1 like that on the T side after losing the pistol and getting the bomb down, and you get the bomb down again, well, you know what's going to happen, Hugo. You're going to get out the Galils one more time. So they're in a better buy situation come round number 3.
Big buy. Just keep them coming. Buy till we win. Keoz dodging flashes, looking at the ground. Oh, switch off. And there will be a trade. This time around, there's a second player, and thank goodness there is, because Alex has found both mid players climbing back up towards B. Keoz smoked off a donut, doesn't even know if they made it red. The unknown here for GamerLegion, as they must consider the CT spawn as an option. It's really just Volt now, going to re-aggress down on ramp, but 2 rifles here ready. He should be a dead man. Lining up, and easy done for Movistar. That should be their 9th. The forced back does work.
Yeah, it's interesting that they weren't together there on that B ramp push, because you'd already lost out in the fights in middle. You could have tried to do a team bait. Like, so I guess what we see from a lot of teams when they have like 2 or 3 players left alive and there are number disadvantages, they'll, on the CT side, they'll gamble stack certain sites and hope, hey, maybe they navigate in here and we can get those kills. Or you're better off grouping up just for the trade factor, right? If you wanted to get away and save, do it as a bit of a unit here. But this was all Alex, right? The trade that he gets, he avenges Mr. Adam S. Good shot here from Martinez on an already low Vault.
And I guess Keoz just thinks it's the same round again, because he kills the first player out mid like he did in the previous round and pulls a nade, not ready for a second to swing.
And now this is even worse for the CTs, right? So now we're 3 rounds deep, about to go into round number 4, and their loss bonus has just been reset. So they're going to be at 1400, bottom of the barrel. They have this 1 M4. Keoz could drop something. You are going to force buy here. This would be the great time to take a... You're seeing a lot of top teams now take timeouts when the money is a bit all over the place.
Just knifed mopoz to death.
Oops.
At the end of the last round.
Oops.
After the bomb had gone off.
Oops.
He just knifed him. Killed his teammate.
Love tap.
After the round? Also, I get knifing out of spawn.
We get one of the opening kill badges. By the way.
Is this a classic where you're not looking at them?
Oh,
that's so...
Come on.
That's unreasonable.
Gabe, man. What's new? What's Gabe Newell doing? How's that in the game? Nah, we all know that. We know. Don't be swinging your knives when team kills on, guys.
Yeah.
In Face It, you can do it all you want.
How you set badges?
Yeah, 6 openers for Isaac here.
You can have it. I think Mac already claimed one of the last series for you guys in Inns as well.
Wow.
We're not playing for petty badges, man. Come on, man.
Damn. Lost day 1.
You guys can have it. We're out here for the big stuff, like the 1v1s.
Yeah.
Which
that went really well for
yeah,
didn't it?
Look, man.
Like,
you
can't
get me wrong,
I should have won it. I was 7-4 up, but like, I'm just happy I didn't lose, to be honest.
Yeah, I told Jacob, like, competition is at an all-time high around here.
You know, we're competing. We're here for gold. We're here to win.
And so
I heard him even say to Hugo right before that 1v1, "Can you let me win for my YouTube?" That's what he said.
I think he did.
Isn't that the TikTok?
Well, all platforms available.
Yeah, that's true. We can't put it on any platform. They're going to go. Why are you going?
Right through into the pistols? This is mad, but they've made it work for now. Keoz suddenly delivers. There's that 1 M4. Right place, right time, and Keoz has ruined the rider's day. No ticket to ride on this one, not even if your name's Martinez. Keoz locks him out of it with 4.
Calling Keoz's bluff. Apparently this is his calling, right? They just get lured into the site. The smoke, they think, we can brave this. It's just 1 or 2 players we have to fight here, and it feels like the whole team. So the saved M4 does an awful lot of work, and this is starting to feel very similar to the first half of play here, Hugo. Have the force by wars going back and forth early, and then now this is where you essentially get break point for GamerLegion.
I thought they would have been over. I thought they would have been done. You know, 1 rifle, but in the right place and put to use, despite that double entry. And Movistar just put their hands up and say, fair. We'll give it up. Keoz comes through, playing for the next. Keoz, little flick ski. Ooh, it's the MP9 instead to do it. Through the smoke, why not? Volt is just hoping.
I like how he's trying to bait the run through the smoke.
Fake reload, spam, do everything you can.
So you see now for Volt, it gets really hard because mid-cross and jump up is possible too. So he has to worry about both entrances of, well, both sides of cave entrance. Nice shot there from Isaac. But yeah, so you can see now dipping back into a bit more of a passive line. You don't want to give away a rifle.
Oh dear.
It's the pistols. Alex, can he get the second? Stabilizing now against the orb. Adams found one elsewhere. 2v3.
Volt keeps getting hung out to dry on this B-bomb side, just being completely alone. His teammate dying down at ramp again on a solo play.
Yeah, bomb is loose here, so we will need to scavenge that one back if the Spaniards want to try and get this one across the line.
Either go now or never go. That's the issue. Adam has to start running for it if they want to win this round. And, well, that is the goal
if mopoz gets a kill, maybe he can plant A.
It's a big if. Nine from afar. Volt holds down the line. And, yeah, Adam...
Just give it a go now. Try and plant A. Why not? You have to. You're right. He needs to die. So forcing the plant here, probably the best way to get that to be drawn on out.
Perfect position. Oh. Makes it work. 11 to 9. GamerLegion now back in control, but with the way that this map has gone specifically,
Pacific Standard Time.
Exactly. We did have the
time zones earlier.
Time zones, yeah. I don't know what to call that.
Well, essentially, it was a big celebration because normally the Aussies have to stay up until about 4 AM to watch the Counter-Strike matches. This was prime time, 8:30 of the AEST. That's what we were demonstrating on the whiteboard. In the PM. 8:30 PM or 20:30 for those of you using the 24-hour time.
Australia, is it in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We live in the future.
That's kind of sick.
It
Thousands of years.
Oh!
Wow.
That's one way to open up on the first gun round here. When your AWPer goes for the cave fight and it pays off.
Rare.
Very rare. A difficult fight to take.
And neaLaN classic. mopoz just explodes up B, and neaLaN caught looking at nowhere. mopoz, oh my goodness, almost looked like he wanted to go through. The spam! Oh, his legs sticking out. Alex, how is he alive? They will guarantee it, right?
Oh,
no! Bounces over the top!
Saved by the ledge!
Are they going to give it up now? A 3-on-3, suddenly tantalizing. A 3-on-4, rather tantalizing, but a 3-on-5.
MVP of that round is the ledge for Movistar Riders.
Legend. Sorry, Legend.
Yeah, I wonder if we get a close-up of the hero of that round. Really just see how strong, the big broad shoulders of that ledge, taking the burden of the load, making sure that Alex didn't have to. Great stuff from the ledge. Movistar Riders fan.
That hurts, man. That spam should have done it. The bullets should have been enough.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Didn't.
We discussed mopoz bringing his whole home setup with him. He brings the hand warmer, he's got the beads, he's got the little pitcher. Remember we discussed that last season? So maybe people are newer to the broadcast, haven't seen that Mr. mopoz, he brings a lot of things with his setup. Just like Harry's desk mat.
Yeah, I don't actually have that with me this event for the first time ever.
Is it like stuck to your desk back at home,
I think he lost it.
No.
Oh.
I didn't lose it. I found it in the end.
Oh.
I just thought I left it in Cologne, but I didn't.
Hugo thought he left his dongle back at the UK yesterday. He found it.
I found it. It was in my room. I did leave my mouse pad in Cologne.
Oh, this is weird. Walking past Acor over in mid. Or, wait, not Acor, Keoz.
Acor was there as well.
But he was picking with that AWP from the red room. Oh, Volt's been walked on. Man, he's been trying to bait this peek out of mopoz in so many rounds with fake reloads, with the spam. The one time he reloads for real as he's trying to leave, that's when he's given that fight.
Classic mistake.
Pushed up to the rat, that one. Oh.
Well, this T-side AWP is having a lot more effect than Martinez ever was able to muster on the CT side. He had like too long to box picks, but otherwise had some really awkward rounds.
Should be round over here, shouldn't it? It's going to be Hail Mary shots through the smoke here from neaLaN. They're trying to get anything done. Bomb goes down, 40 seconds on the clock yet again. It is another round ending over towards B, and AWP to be saved. So the Riders finding some good picks.
That angle that Acor was on, we saw Isaac as well, like D get earlier in the game. I want to know your take on it, Chad. I know you're not much of the B player. Normally you're over at mid. But I think that's like a very deceptive angle. It's one that feels better for CTs than it is. I think it's actually like a super easy pre-fire.
I think it's better for the Ts for the same concept we discussed in the first half with Martinez stepping into the tall box AWP fight. Because the T is the one choosing when they're going up.
You're like moving, and so for you it's like the fight is happening when you decide it's happening, so I'm just going to click as soon as I go up and around, and then they're dead, right?
Exactly.
Meanwhile, the CT holding, it's all on them to react and outreact someone who's just on autopilot, essentially.
That's why an AWPer holding that angle, yeah, sure. If you're a rifle holding that angle, maybe if you had an AUG, I might say if you had an AUG and you knew you weren't up against an AWP, maybe it'd be worth a crack,
I just think, like, even the nature of the pre-fire, though, like, if it's a rifle or an AWP placing, is, like, it's a very, like, headshot-based pre-fire,
I'm with you, I agree.
So,
I agree.
Here's the little angle. And it feels so tempting, because you're sat there, you're like, there's no way they're ready for this, but they always are.
Yeah, just going through the flight paths. Going through the protocols. Cave control. GamerLegion down to a full eco here, and bomb evaporates through the boards. Just will find him for free. It's nice when that pays off. Two more over towards middle. Should be waltzing their way out, Donut. Adam, are you going to get both? One. Is it done? There you go. Everyone needs a few eco kills.
Got to save the numbers.
Eco kills will fix everybody's day, right? You're having a bad day, things aren't going well, go into a pub, farm a couple of full eco kills. You'll feel better. Yeah. Dr. Harry told me that.
Yeah. It's true. It's the ultimate confidence boost. Because like they have no real chance against you. It's kind of punching down in like the penultimate form, right?
Third timeout of GamerLegion here. Ash getting on the mic. Great in the, well, what do we call it? Post-veto clarity was the name that we came up with. Yeah, Henry and I were talking about it last night. We were spitballing some names off of one another, and post-veto clarity came out of the mind. So
good. I want to see what GamerLegion are going to do, because in the last few rounds, Volt's he went from like being a bit of a defining player over towards B, someone who was like shaping the rounds early with his cave control, to now getting bested in that last rifle round. He got naded and spammed, admittedly in the full eco, but like out of all the ways to have your round cancelled out, that one kind of sucks the most. And you know, I think when you're starting to get a bit of pressure over towards cave, it can be hard to know how to deal with that exactly, right? So I want to see what the answer is for GamerLegion.
You see the all-ins, right, where they go a bit... putting an AWP there is also pretty good with the spawn, if available.
It looks like that's going to be the decision here, right? Keoz running in with the AWP to try and supplement this cave hold. So they've identified it as well as a bit of an issue here. They have that real estate, but Movistar know, right? There's going to be likely adjustments to try and deal with some of these lane takes.
Now this here is what I tried to talk to when I was doing the segment earlier in the day that you boys watched. It turned out to be a car crash. It was the clearing of these angles here. Because if you tuck in the corner with the rifle out in the CT and you can't see anything, they're going to see your little elbow sticking out or maybe your knee. So regardless, you got a little demonstration there. How many is neaLaN getting, Hugo?
One, unless he moves.
Okay.
If he moves, none.
Don't move, neaLaN.
Like a statue. Oh, great spray.
There we go.
That's a nice, save from the A4. 5-on-3. We needed that, right? Movistar starting to pick up steam and pace into this A site. Keoz before the smoke pops will take mopoz. 2-on-5. Maybe it was always meant to be for Justin Martinez. But no one's jumping the gun on this CT swing. No one's giving away back in. This smoke and donut will fade soon. So forget your plant. 40 seconds, and the only way GamerLegion lose is if they rush it. Doesn't look like that.
No, there's no avenue anywhere, is there? Do you want to save? I guess you don't have a choice now. Martinez looking for the first fight. Look at this. Look at the restraint here from GamerLegion. Just to find something. If you can find the double up, if he's quick to this, not enough time for it now. neaLaN's going to grab his third in the round and just chasing Ghost. Is going to get forced forward by the Flames. Isaac to get the final in 12-12. Tied it up again. The timeout works. But you see that they lose mid. They didn't really have anybody responding towards B ramp because they had 2 players cave. They played 2 players in donut. So they're aware of the gaps here. So well responded to from GamerLegion. Because Harry, while they were trying to fix the problem you were worried about, Movistar Riders called themselves into the gap.
Yeah, exactly.
So they conditioned them via the calling that it worked into free real estate. But a great little hold here from GamerLegion. Back into the buys. Well, we're in the business end now, aren't we?
Very uncertain. No favorite. No guarantee.
Other thing that's nice there for GamerLegion is that Movistar, even though they know that there were these gaps that were existing right on the back of what we were just saying, they still didn't concrete see this double cave set up with the AWP, right? So GamerLegion goes straight back to it now, anticipating that we might see Movistar being a bit more involved towards the cave, because this was where they found their footing, found their way in earlier on in the half. So into the double setup they go, the AWP fires off, and they learn about it the hard way. No chance to trade that. The equalizer could still be found with Volt and Acor hanging around here.
This will do a lot here. Gonna flush it back.
He got stuck.
What's he got stuck?
No way he lives.
Look at the low HP of Acor, neaLaN, and Volt now.
Yeah, neaLaN got spammed through that wood wall as well.
This is a dicey round here for GamerLegion. You don't want to lose this one.
Ooh.
Oh, Adam S.
Timing.
Oh, it just turns away right as they re-aggress through donut. Alex tries to go back. Deals with Isaac, sure, but that wasn't the guy who got the kill just now down in mid, so he knows there's a second player here. Keoz waiting under the jump up, deals with the first and the second, just will trade it, but loses 2 of his teammates, is thrust into the clutch. And it should be a dead man here. Bomb Paul, very optimistic. neaLaN's already over towards that side of the map, and so he'll deal with that clutch attempt nicely.
But you see what we were prefacing in the previous round coming into fruition in this round, right? Having to worry about once they take the mid control, they can jump up and take either side of the cave fight. The AWP comes in, they get the opening. And from there, the reaction just not good enough for Movistar Riders to make a round out of things. But this here, when you look at, that reminds me of Inferno, like the halls fight. You know, when teams get the guy up in boiler and the guys on the stairs, the way back in the day that we would make sure to clear into halls was one guy starts jiggling up from the T stairs and one guy starts jiggling out from the boiler side, and you double swing and clear into halls together. Similar type of thing, similar type of scenario. But this is going to be the Riders going for just a partial investment here. Both teams only had the 1900 loss bonus coming their way in that previous round. So with the save into the next 2400, we will be able to get out a Riders buy. But they've definitely hedged their bets here with some decent utility of pocket strat to make the most out of round number 26.
Yeah, their mid explodes haven't gone too well. They've been mopped up with ease. So luckily enough, the gamble isn't there this time. The AWP starts A main, just spam through smoke from Keoz. So they use mid to get B lane control. Gonna try and collapse on Volt again from both sides. He gets mollied back. 3B. And Movistar have kind of burnt their util just getting here.
Well, mopoz dropped that smoke, right?
Yeah.
So with the smoke molly, normally if you want to try and get cave stage 2, you molly the pillar/stairs of cave entrance, right?
I think he's lost the smoke. Martinez is like running around, but it's in the water.
Yeah, mopoz is coming back saying, I definitely dropped it, boss man.
Let's walk past it again. Oh, it's stuck in the water. We can see it on the mini-map.
Where is it?
It's underneath mopoz right now. Like, look on the mini-map. Can JRAS find it?
Hold on, we can even. Harry, you want to try and fly there?
It did look like they cleared every corner.
Yeah, this is unfortunate that they've lost the smoke.
On the right, Harry, I think. That's crazy. They can't find it.
That could, interesting.
I mean,
okay.
Even Jay hasn't at this point, maybe. So it might be out of the map.
That is very unlucky, isn't it?
They're just going to have to hit B. Luckily enough, it's double cave, so it won't make a massive difference. Sure, they will still be looking in that position, but looking at the position they were going to smoke, but ultimately it won't cut off any sight lines just yet. 25 on the clock.
They just got blocked.
You've got to go. Where's the flash? Where's the play? One pop and a dream. neaLaN hears them coming. He's in no hurry.
That's not the plan.
It's a long plant. It's quite nice, but good luck crossing without that smoking cave, and they're just able to pick their fights wisely. Running down with a Tech 9. mopoz won't even get the gun, and they're on the stick. They've won the round.
Oh, that is so unfortunate, isn't it? And how we still got Harry, one of our best men on their case.
I think the smoke has bugged out of the map.
Yeah. I think it has bugged. I'm checking everywhere.
It's gone now.
Underwater right now, man.
In the sub, mate, having a bit of a look. I cannot believe, like, you could see how much of the round that drew out. Just, hey, and that as well, it really gets your feckles up as a team. You're like, bro, why did you drop the smoke in the water? Why didn't you drop it where we normally drop it? And the guy's like, well, I was dropping it back because I was probably entering cave or something, right? You know, and that's where it really starts to get riled up. This is where they need to tap themselves on the back here, be able to refocus. Yeah, that's right. It could have rolled down as well.
That's one good thing about CS2. Nades don't really roll that much. You know, maybe if there's a big hill, it will, but in general, in this game, any surface that's not completely flat, your util's just going to go flying. So I like that. A little less randomness on the roll. Okay,
well, looks like we could be extending to a third map here of the series. Overpass. We've already prefaced this a little bit earlier on. This has been another hard-fought battle of Counter-Strike between the two of them with a 2-round lead. GamerLegion looking to close. Mod only out. Oh, didn't land. Big problems now.
Right as he sits in this cubby as well. They're going to have to clear it. It's the only place someone can be in mid. Right? No. Oh, dear. Disaster strikes with the flashbang through. Isaac finds a double. mopoz molly out, and he falls into his death. He had to go.
That's the game. They're going to be so frazzled. Yeah, look at Martinez's body language here on the camera. That you can see him. Yeah, you just saw it. And the thing is, when something as simple as the detail of missing a molly like that,
but then they think it's landed.
But even still, like, you would have seen it burning. But the fact is, when you're pulling out these rounds that are set moves, you've spoken through it, you know who's meant to be doing what. At this level of Counter-Strike, you can't be missing those type of details. No. And this is the punishment.
Pissed.
This is the punishment. I don't know who threw it. I don't know who missed it.
And these ones really get under your skin because it's the idea that, you know, you've done this hundreds, thousands of times in practice. You can all nail all of this util for these set pieces, but when it really matters with 14 rounds to your opponent, you flub the execution. Now Just moving in right at the close, going to get 2. The fact that Acor even goes swinging is kind of crazy. Could have just hid, never even needed to take the risk, but goes out, deals with him, and locks out the Movistar Riders. Now they're broke, they're down in the dumps, and they're up against 15. This one feels like a third is
Adam.
looming.
It was Adam who threw it. Yeah, okay, that one is going to sting a little bit right there, isn't it?
I think he was the first to get killed, or one
of the two, yeah. Okay, just an absolute mare there, isn't it? What a great round from Isaac, though. Huge impact from him.
He's a huge map.
I mean, so over the last 2 rounds, we had the smoke just physically disappear and rob them of any hope in their partial buy. Then we had the missed molly over in middle on their exec attempted split out into mid. That also misses.
Yeah, they do seem a little flustered. Like the fact that they're in mid at the time that the molly should be burning. It's not like it landed wrong and it's like there's a gap and it is burning. You think no, it would never appeared. Like they just completely forget about that detail, and GamerLegion have exploited it. I think at this point
you're so dialed in, you're so channeled in, and like going through the motions of how you normally run that strat. Right, you're kind of just like defaulting back to the training that you've always gone through and done, and you just kind of overlook that detail, right?
And it's feeling done. It's feeling dead in the water, in the fire, and maybe in the mist if Keoz can find this spam through the smoke. It goes the other way.
Well, they had to get this mid control. Look at all the smokes that have been used just for this space. 1 donut, 1 red, 1 extinguish, and at least 3 to 4 fly, and 1 under the map. So fortunately, Movistar Riders have gotten the space that they're looking for here. But with the timeout, the GamerLegion had the spam battle again. mopoz chipping down neaLaN. But neaLaN took the timeout in the previous, and he was doing an awful lot of talking. And they're playing a passive stance. They're not giving away early fights. They're not trying to contest towards middle. They're playing a very site-centric defense over towards A and B here. So this is a great call from neaLaN and Co to close things out.
Molly on cave entrance to try and get them through, but I don't know if they even want to wait for it. Comes down, they were already way past that. That's a nice way to offset the timings a little bit. GamerLegion on long get caught, and Volt dying first. Maybe a boost. There was a little ledge to hippity-hoppity over. Keoz will put his teammate on top. But spam here is so frequent. Spotted, not yet, but up the ramp they die.
Could do this
That'll
now.
equalize and the retake can come through.
Oh, Keoz got some more.
Oh, there's the Eagle. Can't quite get back down the ramp. This is everything for Movistar. If they want to have any hope along in this out in the OT, they've got to stick the landing here in the post plant. This is one of the best chances they've had at a round yet.
The retake, Harry. Real problems here.
Gonna lock them out of cave, locks them out of ramp. You might end up hinging on a bit of spam here, but it's not the good plant for Alex. Instead, just catching them on the cross. Adam trying to do what he can, but no one sticks that defuse yet.
Pushing!
Oh, run down through the cave.
Doesn't matter.
Adams won his fight over at ramp, and there isn't time for Acor now. Movistar Riders, they keep themselves in it for one more round.
There's been some weird rounds where GamerLegion aren't really playing in tandem, Chad. You called them out earlier where we saw some of these ramp plays, like one player walking down, the other waiting at the bomb site. That's another example. They just split their fight. Sure, there's an argument to be made there, but it's a long plant. The cave player's locked out by the smoke. Surely a stick and a covering player, those Galils have to spam. You're going to see traces, but they just separate their gunfights. You have to win both of them rather than 2-on-1ing and just getting away with that.
I understand like the fear of the cave guy getting the spam kill through the boards, right? That does become a little bit of a fear, sure, but essentially you had just smoked off both of the choke points, right? You tap it out, see where they are, try and go for a wider diffuse, go for to be rushed. They're straight in here. This is going to be quick and fast. Money for GamerLegion is not looking good.
Oh, neaLaN. His teammate falls underneath him. Alex with a double. There's one more man still inside the site, hidden in this smoke. Keoz trying to get weird with it. Stops the bomb plant. Keoz from within the smoke is looking to rob this. Up through the ramp, Martinez has found him. Gets rid of the thorn in their side. The smoke's now down. Movistar have got a bit of room to work with here.
Oh, I love this flank as well. It doesn't go cave. It's the obvious routing. Isaac still has great timing on ramp, and they are flustered. They are scared right now. This is the last position they're going to check. He might be able to catch Martinez off of the plant. He's not turned around. Isaac waits. Doesn't need to refight. He's getting swung, though. He had a chance to get out. Now he's left it down to his AWPer. 1v1. mopoz, the experienced man inside of Movistar, sitting on the site, and Acor creeping out. He's been seen, he's been caught, but Acor goes for the shot, and it will not connect. Movistar fighting forward, winding their sails, and 1 round from overtime.
And they know exactly what that means here. The money is screwed over there on GamerLegion. You've broken the CT side late. 1,900 loss coming into the bank balance. No cash to work with, and Movi, they can push this to overtime right here, right now. This almost got out of control. Heroic effort from Alex there on the double, but then Keoz just appeared from nowhere. No one had track of the kid. He's in the site. A multi-kill, almost enough. I think a teammate must have come to mopoz that they saw him come out of cave because he didn't react. He somewhat, maybe 4x3. That right there could have been a huge round to lose. Well, the map would have been over.
They're going for it again, and there's no resistance. GamerLegion, they didn't think it would come down twice. It's double cave, and they're smoked out. Instant exec. Whoa, crazy knife out, and neaLaN's grabbed a kill. He can't escape this time. 4-on-4, they're jumping through smokes. They are still sending it. Keoz is right here. No one's even realized, but just blind, spraying anyway. And this might just be overtime on a platter. There's nothing to stop the MAC-10 as it rips GamerLegion to pieces. 30 rounds. Movistar will not go down without a fight.
How many did just get? Was it 4?
Yeah, that is another badge.
That is wild right there. That's huge stuff.
Oh, not what Chan wanted.
No, that's fine. Mate, go take them all. You can have all the badges. You can have all the Pokemon at the end of the day.
Write it down, Trace.
I can't quite believe just the fact that they broke their money late. Like the impact of that. There's nothing worse on the CT side. You're sweltering with 5-7s. You're rebuying shotguns. It's miserable, but we're straight into 12.5k MR3.
The best money system for overtime. Oh, he hit it.
Completely flashed.
He has no idea. And they've climbed up as well. This one's getting a little rambunctious in round 1. Wheels are off, and the carts come toppling down.
This is a change from GamerLegion, though. They went from, as I mentioned, knowing they could close, going a bit more passive. They dropped the ball there. Their money screwed for the final 2 rounds. We get back into the cash. They go, well, let's go back to what was working. Aggressive mid, fighting mid, locking them down.
Missed shot from Acor, though. Oof.
You know, in terms of like the kind of mind game of the cooling here, the edge, I think, is with Movistar. You know, like they win those last few rounds just with back-to-back B plays, right? They kind of get over their hump, which was the missed util in mid, the smoke disappearing. They move past that and they go into just these back-to-back B plays. Now it's like for GamerLegion, they're kind of paranoid about just getting dealt more of those B plays, right? So the onus becomes GamerLegion's to have to problem solve, and I think that makes it a little bit easier for Movistar. Now when they pull out one of these A plays, there's no one here to watch. There's no one here to keep an eye on it. And mopoz is even in the back line, deleting players on the rotate.
We haven't even seen an A round in, it's felt like a long time. The 4-man B stack, GamerLegion, just trying to gamble. And the dice have rolled wrong. All the kills come through. Movistar recovery after that back-to-back tilt round you mentioned, Harry. And now they have the lead in overtime and the chance to 2-0 this entire series and knock GamerLegion down a bracket. But not only that, but to qualify for playoffs as well.
I love that in the first round of OT, they kind of start over towards lane, they look for that pick, they get delivered it on Acor, they see that GamerLegion are trying to solve the B lane and B site exec problem, then they go back to the A play. Well, now it's like you've just been reminded that this A play is a possibility if you're GL, and suddenly, you know, you're more vulnerable again to one of these cut and dry B plays that Movistar have liked pulling out. In terms of like the mental edge of this game, it's now flipped back the other way, and Movistar, I think, are riding on that momentum.
Yeah, well, the ebbs and flows of this one, it's good to see. As Volt will find the opening this time, we'll need to extend deep out cave towards the lane. Mid-util from deep here to feign full control.
Well,
another,
as we've learned from Adam, he still doesn't know the lineup.
He had another crack, didn't he?
There we go.
They will definitely make sure nobody is home towards the cutout here today.
Adam needs to get back in the server.
But this will build on what Harry was just talking about, because now they've shown more presence. Ooh, okay, this is going to slow down proceedings here. Where is the info play for GamerLegion across the rest of the map? It's well timed. Red smoke's just faded. They've just blocked B. So now neaLaN, as he searches mid, he will be able to call sector clear. That should free up a rotation point. Likely Isaac, or maybe Keoz to keep pushing for them to assist the B bomb site.
They know. Even Isaac's playing passive enough to retake A, but more importantly, rotate B when this hit comes through, and they can hear it. The util starting to chug its way over the top. neaLaN with a backstab, well timed, catches the man, throwing the nades, and the bomb's here as well. neaLaN drops 2, massive frags. The spam goes a long way, and they try and hunt him down, but Adam should not be able to escape. Keoz could have punished him right then and there. He might go just a little bit more delayed. Volt still got the B-bomb site, and this round's dead in the water. GamerLegion hold their heads high for one more.
Oh, but that's nice. This was kind of the prerequisite for GamerLegion getting back on the horse that they've just been bucked off towards the end of this regulation, rather, right? They do away with the B play. They collect that info in the mid-round, and neaLaN is the guy to actually go and get all the information and call that over towards mid. So that's a nice, moral victory and round victory for GamerLegion. And so now they feel like they have a bit more of a read on the game again, a bit more control to be exerted over the Riders.
Adam's going.
Okay, yeah.
He definitely didn't miss that one.
He threw it manually, though.
But Aiko will be aware of the big box. Look at this craziness from Martinez. There's no smoke donut. There's nothing there at all. That's not covered up. Volt aggressive now. His turn.
They've surely heard this, though.
Yeah, probably get out of there now, I'd say.
Yeah, just take the dub. 5-on-4. Aiko wants more as well. And that cuts off Heaven, so maybe he can focus on Adam, stuck behind the box. This does, Wallbang will do a lot of damage.
He did kill. Aiko just bailed Volt out. It's like, yo, get out of here, man. It doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
I'll throw this molly. You can't repick. Just get out of there.
Please.
Skedaddle.
Take the 5-on-4. Volt even smokes cave as well. Aiko won't refire. He doesn't want them to know. And mopoz might just shimmy to his shot, but Aiko caught between timings. 60 seconds, a lurk for Just could go a long way right now if he walked into what is an empty, open site. And Isaac getting spotted will be that path to do exactly that. Big kill for Isaac, but there's the gap. Just needs to take it.
GamerLegion are quick to react, trying to come in on this backstab, but that is a huge resmoke. Look at the minimap. Everyone from GamerLegion was coming in through middle to try and fast wrap Donut. That smoke has complicated matters, forced a bit of a change of plan here. And as they try to go back to main, Volt is fed to Just. Now, he didn't see this second player in neaLaN. And usually you only expect one on the wrap round. It's only the dink, and that is going to prove to be everything. Just Keoz. But he's not ready for a second man in the back of Donut, and so this is a done deal. Keoz is going to get shot in the back, and it's Movistar Riders with 17 to their name.
Who would have thought that what Movistar Riders did was more old guys? I never thought that would have been the solution. Just get someone who's been doing it for years from Portugal. We'll add Just, and he's going to bring us a bit more of that backbone that we required here. So this is a conversation. When you had daviG and Deaths on the roster, they were both supportive elements, and you weren't getting enough production out of either of them in terms of frags. In terms of being able to set their teammates up with Yuto, and daviG had some good maps, like Vertigo was one that he always seemed pretty strong on to me. But if you can get, hey, Just who seems to be just aimer, right? Loves it. He's doing some more of these anchorish type roles and aiming. That's what you need from him. And if he's not giving away silly deaths, even better. But speaking of silly deaths, Aiko might get caught. He goes in for the cover. Lots of pressure now towards B doors, but both teams can call it off.
Very confident display, though, coming down ramp. And even though no kills transpire, it will slow GamerLegion's roll. mopoz able to just tuck out in the cubby for later. In theory, that should be able to free up Alex if he wants to rotate out, but still holding his smoke for a few more seconds. We're going to have an A execute for GamerLegion. Back to basics. Martinez.
He can block with the molly, but it's unlikely to see him come off the line with the AWP. But look at all the nades left over for GamerLegion here for the full exec. We saw this in the first half. Remember, they saved nades for the second wave once they were in the site.
Let's see if this AWP can fire off, find one, and peel back. There's the shot Martinez needed, and now this exec comes in. Two players swinging behind the boxes. The spray does get upped by neaLaN, who finds another double. 2 on 3 through the smoke, getting desperate. Bomb? That's the bomb, and that may be the round as well. Match point hovers for the Riders.
Yeah, Keoz is going to struggle to find a way back in here. He will have a 1v1 on this AWP over towards Temple. That's the fight to regain control of the bomb. Martinez will get mopped up, but it's the main wrap that's meant to kind of safeguard the round, really. And as Keoz goes back in, he will get dealt with by mopoz. It was just the safety net there for the Movistar Riders. They move on to match and series point.
could be some interesting scalps that Movistar Riders take here in this tournament, right? This is to qualify for, we know 4 teams from each 8-team group makes it, right? So 50% of the field of each of them will be in week number 5. But still, Movistar Riders doing it in this fashion, taking down Fury, then going up against GamerLegion, both teams who are by the world rankings, well, higher than they are. And then they will get to take on a Vitality or an NIP to determine how deep they go into that playoff bracket. So you get to see them be tested against some big names.
It also means they're just further in the playoffs than they were last time. They took that last spot in round of 16. This would be a bare minimum round of 12. So even further opportunities for the Riders, and it seems like they are going to get their helmet on, motorcycle whirring, and a 4v2 to take down GamerLegion 2-0. And what was the game? GamerLegion began with a dominant T-side start, 6-1 up. Movistar would have been easy to see them giving up with how the end of regulation looked. But they did not want to trifle with overpass. And it is within reach now.
If they split B, little do they know that would actually be the better of the 2 sides right now, it feels like. I say that as we see Alex and Adam turn their attention.
Ah, but look,
Ooh, I thought
he's looking at Cave. He's tunnel visioned on that angle. So neaLaN has found a way in.
The 2v4.
This could be it. This could be the big 2v4, but neaLaN dead. Leaves it all on Isaac, and he can't find a thing. The Movistar Riders get it done in 2, having to bring this back up against Map Point to GamerLegion. They long it out into overtime, and then they show up in a big way. It reinvigorates everything. That was a fantastic game from the Movistar Riders,